Hello everybody, it's Red Panda Gamer, here for the start of a brand new Let's Play. And I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, because most of the games I've been doing videos on are either very short-lived, very repetitive, because they're, you know, randomly generating roguelike games like Spelunky, or just short playthroughs like Mario Kart 8, or anything like that. And I feel like every Let's Play I've done since, I guess, Animal Crossing, or I guess more recently Binding of Isaac, has almost always been under 20 episodes, or even like 15 episodes, and that's fine, because a lot of times, Let's Plays I'm doing, I want to get through quickly so I can just get to something new. And I decided I want to do something different. I was planning on doing a Persona 4 playthrough, where I upload a video every single day, like, with the Persona date. It was going to be a really weird experimental thing. I didn't do it, because I didn't have a Vita TV because I wanted to record Golden. Anyway, and I've been wanting to do an RPG for a while, and I was gonna do a Nintendo RPG, like, I was doing streams of Chrono Trigger, and I was a while ago doing Super Mario RPG, but I'm kind of sick of Nintendo being assholes and copywriting, or, like, giving my channel copyright strikes and stealing my money. Not my money, but, like, my ad revenue. And so I decided I'd go kind of back to doing some Sony stuff. There was a brief time where I did a lot of Sony videos, like games that were Sony exclusive, and Final Fantasy XII is actually one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. So I figured I'd go ahead and do a series on it. I really like this game a lot, and I know it's not as popular as other Final Fantasies, but like I think, especially compared to 10, which is sometimes considered my favorite, but more out of nostalgia, I think this is a way better game than 12, and honestly, than 10, and I think it's fantastic, and it's got a cool battle system. But I will be doing a full playthrough of it. I want a 100-part Let's Play. Like, I want something that lasts a while. So that's kind of my goal with this. And like I said, this is one of my favorite games, and I know, like I said, a lot of people aren't as big of fans of it, but I hope that through this playthrough, some of you guys can enjoy it the way I have. This is the year 704, Old Valendian, Kingdom of Dalmasca, the royal city of Ravennaster. Oh, God, I forgot how crazy the names in this are. But yeah, I love this game. I mean, especially compared to 13 is awful. 13 is probably the worst Final Fantasy, in my opinion. I mean, there's definitely things about it that some people might like, but as far as Final Fantasies go, I hate it. And 7 is kind of overrated. It's still really good, but I'm not crazy about it. 9 is pretty cool. 8, I don't like because of the characters. But like 3 and 12 are like, or 6, are like my two absolute favorites. And I mean, 10 is like really high up there too for nostalgic purposes, and there's just things about it I really like. I really like 12. I think the story is interesting. I think the characters are cool. I think the politics of the world this takes place in are great. There's so much side quest stuff to do. And in general, I just think it looks really good for a late PS2 game. So I'll be quiet now and let you listen to the cutscene.
May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Follow on. If, following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbino with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
Galtea stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
The fortress is lost! We must withdraw!
No! The paling still stands!
Shield beyond sight, near failing light.
The paling's fallen! Then it's over!
For my father.
For my father! Lord Rassler!
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
The death of Lord Rassler Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the Kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rassler's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. The counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Raminas, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
I don't know how long it'll be for me to talk, but yeah, this is a pretty loaded beginning to the game.
You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, then I can see you because it's written.
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
T-Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
This game looks rough on
Think you can
TV.
fight?
Hopefully the video.
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
It's funny because I remember this game coming out and the visuals just blowing my mind. Like, I mean, this game looks really good even still, but like for the time, like that opening cutscene and like even this stuff like looks really, really good. And I mean, it's dated for sure, but it still looks alright.
Keep your wits about you and you'll make it.
You know, a big part of it is I'm playing this on like a 48-inch HD TV through composite cables, and unfortunately it's not the best way to play a game like this. You must always be mindful of your surroundings. Use the right analog stick to look around. It's a useful way to spot Imperials. Go on, give it a try. Woo! Oh god, it's inverted. Use the left analog stick to move, Rex. Tilt. Oh my god. Like, some of these tutorials, man, they're just so silly. But yeah, I mean, movement feels pretty nice. Can I change the setting on this? I really hope so. I really cannot stand reverse directions. Do you see the marker above my head? That's a talk icon. You could talk to any character showing me one of these. To talk to someone, approach them, press X. Okay, talk to you. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to skip a lot of this stuff because I just don't care. Like, I know how to play a video game. Life is worth too much to throw away, Rex. Do what you can, but don't try to be a hero. Save the hero stories for your brother once we're back in Rabanastre. Just listen to the captain and we'll get through this. We'll enter the fortress through the gate. We must go. But yeah, I mean, these games, like Final Fantasy games in general, are pretty well known for having, like, this futuristic yet medieval, like, aesthetic. And I think this game like does a really, really great job of showing it. You know, Final Fantasy X was much more just straight up futuristic, like post-apocalyptic future, whereas this game kind of throws back to more traditional Final Fantasy. Like, it's obviously a lot of old things, but they also have, you know, airships and stuff like that. Okay, party menu. I know all about all that. Oh, we're gonna just wreck this guy. That red line is a hostile target line. Take heed, you're being targeted. When a foe targets you, the line is red. When you target a foe, the line is blue. If you see a red line, look for foes at once. If they are not readily apparent, use the right analog stick to look around. When you found them, press X to open the battle menu. Once you've selected attack and targeted a foe, close distance using left. Okay, so this is kind of where we're getting to. I absolutely love the combat system in this game. I think it's really, really cool. So it's essentially like a take on the like a time attack battle stuff introduced in Final Fantasy 3 or 6, where you, or I don't know if it was in 2, where you don't just take turns attacking. You know, there's an active meter that goes based on your speed or any other elements or variables. And what I like about this one is it's kind of seamless. Like, there's no transition into battle. You know, you see your enemies out and about, you walk up to them and you pick stuff. It's kind of got more of like an MMO feel, which is interesting since this comes after 11, which was like the first Final Fantasy MMO game. I mean, obviously right now it's not as seamless because we're, you know, fighting with a bunch of other people. And I do appreciate that it pauses and lets you pick what you want to do. As we get further, we will get party members, as you'd probably assume. And we can control everybody, but we can also set stuff up so that they do their own thing. And that becomes a huge part of the gameplay in itself. The only other game with a battle type like this that I could think of is Ni no Kuni, which was one of my favorite games from the last year, I believe it was. Can I dodge this by coming over here? I don't remember. Okay, yeah, so you can actively dodge stuff. I don't feel like it's as reliable as it is in like Ni no Kuni, but you do have the ability. But yeah, Ni no Kuni was one of my favorite games, and it had a similar battle system, but it wasn't all seamless. You had to still, you know, have this transition into battle, which I don't really have a problem with it, but it seems really archaic, and that kind of bums me out when newer games have that. But then again, this game didn't do that well, so maybe that's not the best way. I think Dragon Quest IX had a battle system like that too on the DS. I remember loving that game, but never playing it quite enough. I really should get to that game again, because I really liked it for what I played it. It was kind of like the peak of like DS games, at least in my experience. So you kind of have items that just kind of fall. Like, the game really does kind of take these ideas made popular in MMORPGs and kind of turns it into a console game. One that works really well, in my opinion. But this game, like, there's so much more than just, you know, spamming what attack you want to use, which we'll learn more and more as more things are added to the game. I'll try to make not short episodes, but shorter episodes than I usually do. Like, usually when I do Let's Plays, I upload, like, 45-minute to hour-long videos. But I'll try to naturally cut videos off at certain points. So, like, this is like a prologue, I guess. I mean, it is. They've kind of already implied that's a prologue.
Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
But yeah, so kind of just more about me and my experience of this game is I've never actually finished it. I played it a lot as a kid, but... Or not as a kid, but when this game first came out, I played it religiously. And, you know, without getting too personal, you know, this game actually played a big part of my life in a strange way. which I'll get more into in other episodes. Ahead, we will face many Imperials, but we need not fight them all. Oftentimes, retreat is the wiser course. Should the need arise, press and hold R2 to run from your foes. There is no shame in fleeing from a battle that serves no purpose. But yeah, I never finished this game. I made it to probably 3/4 of the end of the game, but as is common, at least for me in JRPGs, I made a lot of mistakes, like going through the game, as far as like I made a lot of mistakes like with my party or my equipment, or not getting enough into the metagame, to where I just couldn't, go any further. So I never ended up finishing. And like for a long time I would like go back to it and try, but what ends up happening with that, and really any kind of JRPG, is you really just can't. Oh god, my R2 bumper is so jacked. I went the wrong way. This is like my original PS2. Well, not my original. This is like my PS2 from when I was younger. This was like the third PS2 I got, maybe, because I had the fat one that died, I got a skinnier one that died, and then like I think I got this one like right before the PS3 came out. This is a save crystal. You can save your progress by approaching a save crystal. Because, it's a Final Fantasy game. What would a Final Fantasy game be without a crystal? Oh, wait. I wonder if my old save is on this memory card. I'd be curious to know. Yes it is. Holy shit. Maybe I didn't. I actually didn't make it that far. But those are like spoilers, I guess. So don't worry about it. I think this is actually from the last time I tried playing this game again. Weird. I don't think I actually put 50 hours into those files. That's probably just from me. When I was younger, I would always do this thing, and I'm sure a lot of people did too, where even though games had like save mechanics built into them, I would still almost always end up just leaving them on for one reason or another, just because I thought maybe that was the better thing to do, or maybe I was in a spot that just didn't have saves. Or I would just fall asleep with the game on because I was playing when I shouldn't have been, and I would just turn the TV off but leave the game on, and then after everyone went to bed, turn it on and play again, have my headphones in. I was a pretty rebellious youngster. Yeah, I know that was like the save file I put the most time into. So
you must go to the king. I'll handle these.
It always bums me out when I kind of screw that stuff up, because I really would like to know how much time I put into a game. Like whenever I turn on Pokemon, like my old Pokemon games, I could see like my Pokemon Silver copy. I still have like the same save that I played for years. It was a game I would go back to and continue to play. So I think that had like, I think I maxed out maybe not maxed out the time, but I had a lot of time put into that game. But then like you get some of these like PS2 or a lot of these PS2 games that I've played, like RPGs especially, that kind of have messed up numbers because I had left the system on for one reason or another. And that's why I really like playing like Vita games or 3DS games, because you can just put them in standby mode and they don't count that up. So, Bravely Default, I put in 55 hours. Persona 4 Golden, I put in 115 hours. But it's hard to get an accurate number when you're a kid and you happen to leave your game on. I'm wasting all of my good stories, like, on this first episode.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damaska to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent. Along! Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer, too, for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
Damn. So, lots of drama. You know, more political drama, which this game has a lot of, but at this point, this is probably as heavy as it is, at least until later. And I believe that's all for the prologue now. And, yeah, it is. So, I will go ahead and end the episode right here. You won't get to see where this mystical water area is. Maybe it's a water temple. But guys, thank you all so much for watching this first episode of Final Fantasy XII. Like I said, I really wanted to start a series that would take me a while to finish, would give me a lot of videos to put up, and would let me kind of make my claim on why I love a game that not everybody likes so much. It's always fun to kind of do more underrated games. I shouldn't say underrated. Less loved games that are from a more popular series. You know, I was going to do Mario Galaxy, but like, hey, everybody loves Mario Galaxy, plus Peanut Butter Gamer just started a Let's Play of it, which I'm not going to compete with that. So I decided to do this, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this first part. I know there wasn't much of me talking in it. As we go further, there will be more of me being involved as your guide to this game, but obviously, like most JRPGs, the first hour or so is very heavy-handed and very slow-moving. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video. It helps me out way more than you could even imagine. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you're always notified when I upload new videos. And comment down below telling me how you feel about Final Fantasy XII or really anything you want to tell me. And thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.